Welcome to Dteflon.com, Dteflon TV live. Welcome to my official page. We're just going to be hopping on here with my beautiful friend Gabriella Martinez.
Hello.
Flip your camera back. Oh, there you go. There's that beautiful face. So yeah, so saying for you, like staying so humble and staying so down to earth, and not letting the ego, as you said, get to your head. How do you deal with people, just in general, who judge you based on your appearance, but don't really give you any real credibility or real respect for your work ethic, for your heart? How do you navigate through that?
It sucks, but it's okay. I'm way too understanding, but it's just, I feel like people identify people with what they want to identify with. And it's so funny because I feel like people try to put people in boxes, like I'm trying to figure you out. I'm trying to put you in a box. I'm trying to know how you are and who you are, but I don't fit in any box. People shouldn't fit in any box. So I feel like when people can't place you in a box and put you how they want to put you, then that's when they're just like, I don't like you because I just don't know what you are, who you are, what you're about, and I can't figure you out. So therefore I'm judging you. And, that just comes with projections, and people tend to project a lot. I just think it's very important for people not to dim themselves and just like be a little less just because it's making them uncomfortable. And at the end of the day, it's like, who are you here for? Are you here for them or are you here for you? Like, really ask yourself that. And, I just, like I told you, I just like being my best so that I can help other people be their best. Oh, Lisa, that's my, Lisa. Lisa's my girl. Like, yeah, I can talk about Lisa. Like, Lisa really is my soulmate.
So you said something tonight to me earlier before we got on this that I want to thank you for, because it was extremely touching. But you had said, that I really see you. I want you to find what you meant by that.
Just because, all right. So, sorry, I don't like these notifications. Yeah. Okay. Just because, everybody, I was already telling you, everybody sees me, everybody sees what it is, but few people actually see me, see me for who I am, see what I can be, and see just what I see in me, and I feel like I have that with you, and I appreciate it so much that you're able to see what I see and see what I can be, and for us to just kind of look at it from the way that we're able to look at it from, and have that different perspective that I can't have with anybody else. I can't share and talk like the way that we do with other people because they just don't get it. They don't see it. They're just like, they see it, but they don't see it. You don't see it. You don't know what it is. You don't know what this could be, really, silly goose. You don't know. So
But explain what you mean by the differences, in the people that you've dealt with before compared to me, and in that retrospect.
Because I feel like people have limited perceptions, and like I said, I think it just goes based to seeing the material but not seeing the substance. And I think you see the substance and the material. So that's where that comes from. But
I lost your voice there.
Sorry, low battery.
Yeah.
But
you want to plug your charger in so it doesn't die?
Oh.
Grab your charger and plug it in.
No.
Huh?
Nee.
Yeah, go grab it. Go grab it. I'll wait. Your phone. No. I don't want your phone to die. I don't want your phone to die.
It's not gonna die. It's okay. I promise you. I'll charge it when it's needed, but I feel like I'm okay.
Okay. But, for you, as I said, we live in such a judgmental society that women are a lot of times, of course, and men go through it too. I go through it in a sense where you're put in a box or people who don't know you, especially when it comes to social media. And the first thing they see is what they see, but they don't actually take the time to get to know someone's soul, someone's heart, someone's personality, and they're easily influenced, what I find, by other people's petty opinions of someone that doesn't even actually know. Like, for example, like someone could say, I don't like Gabriella. They've never talked to you. They've never met you. They never spoke to you. But because some hating ass bitch don't like you, they project that per se of, or they see you on social media and they assume, number one, that you are who you are because of your presence online, without actually realizing like what you put out online as a model, what you put out online in a sense in your art, in your work, as an athlete, that's one half of you, but it's not the core of you. So like when you say, for example, like I saw you, why do you feel that other people don't see you the way that I saw you?
I think it comes with everything is perspective. I feel like people can choose not to see it, even though you do.
And guys, if you have a question, you can drop it below. I will, if you want to actually jump in on this conversation, I will take 2 callers into the live. If you want, just send me a message, and I will bring you guys in. But continue.
I feel like it's just perspective and perception. Like I feel like I myself, I'm not a hater. Like I'm not. Like if I see someone, man, woman, whatever, like I see you, I see and I do. Like I follow people that I see and I fully see them. I really do. And it's cool because it's like I'm building myself. I see you building yourself. Like I'm going, like I see you, like I see all of you, and I really do. And I love to see it, but that's because it's my perspective. But some people just don't have that awareness or that perspective to see other people in that light. And they don't want to see it because it might reflect onto them what they're not seeing in themselves. Mm-hmm. So it's just like that type of thing. It really just depends on the individual, on their ego, how healed they are, their perspective. Like it honestly just varies from person to person. But I love to see people, and I love when they see me, not just look at me, but see me and embrace me for who I am, not what I look like. And I don't want to identify with anything externally because that's not my reality. My reality is all based off my inner world and the inner work that I do. And, who I become is really from the inside out. So obviously I would prefer to be seen rather than looked at. Mm-hmm. But people typically just look at the material, which I get. But, you understand.
So what made you, when you reached out, what made you want to connect? How did you feel? Like how did you know our energies would gravitate?
Well, we started talking like crazy right away. What do you mean? Like I literally said, yo, what's good? I like to talk. I don't like to text. Let me express myself. And you're like, me too. I do the same thing all the time. I'm like, okay, you a Gemini or what? Yeah, I'm a Gemini. I'm a Libra. What's good? Like we were like this. So
no, I'm glad to have connected with you. I think you're a beautiful soul. I think that there's very few people I know in my world that get me, that understand me. So I know what that's like, because when you're an artist and you are, as you say, different or eccentric, people have a tendency, as I said, to try to judge you based on that. And to me, it's like, I embrace it. Like, I like being different. I wasn't here and born to blend in.
Libra sun. Nice. I'm a Cancer rising and I'm a Scorpio moon. So
I'm a Gemini. Mine's in 3 days.
Aww.
Yeah. So, but like for me, as I said, it's like I believe that there's so many people that are always trying to fit in to the society that is really the wrong society, and I feel that and I said this many times. It didn't take coronavirus for people to start wearing masks. I think a lot of people have been masking themselves throughout their whole life, And, you know, now with coronavirus, we're really forced to see people because we didn't really do the virtual shit the way we're doing on such a massive way until Corona happened. Like people started doing podcasts and doing all these things and stuff like that just to stay connected to human connection. And that's when people sort of realize at the end of the day, like the most valuable thing that we take for granted in life is the relationships that we build with people through real communication. And I think that's why like me and you connected, because it was like, fuck this virtual shit.
Right.
You want to know me? Pick up the fucking phone and let's chat.
Make me some time.
Exactly. And people, I mean, I've lost so many people. I just lost 2 people over the last 2 weeks, as you know. And the one thing that annoys me about funerals and life, people were like, you know, will sit there and say, when someone dies, I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time. And I was like, bullshit. You had the time. You just chose to prioritize what you thought was important in your time, not realizing that every minute from the day that we're born, we're one step closer to death. We're dying.
Really,
the minute we're
death
born.
is the only thing that we're promised in life. Like, you're going to die, my love, no matter whether you like it or not. So what are you going to do with your life?
And that's the thing, is that too many people go through life thinking that they have all this time in the world. They have, you know, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it today. And that's why I say to people, whether it comes to blending in the business as a model, as an actress, as a performer, you can blend in and play it safe. But then what really impact are you making? Or you can be different, stand out, and have people remember you. Because it's like, nobody cares about really what you do now. It's about what you do in the sense, number one, you know, after you're gone, the impact that you leave, the people that will talk about you and say, like, we look at all our heroes that have died over the years, you know, and we're still talking about them. Because they've made impact on people's lives. So for you, like, what is, you know, would you say, and again, being at a young age, is the thing that you want to be mostly remembered by? If your day was to happen today and you were, God forbid, but if you were to go, what would you want to be remembered by?
Okay, I want to answer that, but before I answer that, I want to answer a few people that were asking questions. I want to answer Christian.
Okay.
Christian said, I know how you start your day off is just as crucial, if not more, to how you end your day. How do you begin your day, and through what lens do you evaluate your life? So I'm very big on that. Like, I'm very big on how I have my morning routine. I definitely, before I start anything, regardless of what my day looks like, I do make sure to just ground myself in, like, I meditate every day. Like, I've been able to develop that habit of meditation. I've been able to develop my time with God. Like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, good morning, God. Like, let's go crazy today. Like, let's go. Like, I'm very in tune with literally the divine. So I program my mindset for Dteflon. I listen to a lot of personal development talks, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, Eric Thomas. I really am about programming my mindset into the direction that I want it to go. So I do feed my mind with positivity, affirmations. I journal a lot. I talk about what would make my day successful and make sure I execute everything and express whatever I need to express to myself and write it down. Journaling is really good. I would definitely, especially if you overthink a lot, and especially if you don't want to meditate. Like, it's a form of meditation. And I definitely start my day off this way. And it sets me up pretty well. And then I go train, which I love to go train. So I'm pretty good state just because I make sure I'm in a good state. As for where do I see myself
Hold on,
5 years from now? 5
on.
years from now.
Hold on, I'm gonna take that caller in. Hold on a second. So within fitness, I'm gonna, you got 2 minutes to ask your question. Hold on.
So do I answer my question or no?
No, you'll answer when I connect them in. Hold on.
Do I answer my question or no?
Either client. Okay, so your question's not getting answered. Who's got a question? You can drop it out and take a question in now. You're trying to jump in the room. Okay, hold on. You got 1 minute, bro, to ask a question. Hold on.
Lisa. Oh, but he asked, what do I see myself being in 5 years from now? I would love to be big in the fitness industry. I would want to be singing by then, speaking. I eventually do want to have like my own line of clothing, my own like protein line, my own pre-workout line. I do want to have my own gyms. I would call it GN, which are my initials without the Y. And I would want to be representing a lot of brands, every brand, just because I don't see anybody who's doing that. So I want to do that. I want to represent everything. I want to be my own brand, have my own brand, be the CEO of my own company. I want to do everything. So
Hold on a second. Next question.
We'll see.
Hold on.
Chocolate chip cookies. Today is Chocolate Chip Cookie National Day. To all the cookies out there, because it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. You don't understand.
Okay, I'm letting somebody into the room here. You guys can ask your question if you jump on. You have
Chocolate
to
chip cookies for sure.
quick select.
What?
Hold on. I'm waiting to see if the person connects. You got to pick up, man. It's your chance to shoot your shot and ask your question.
Chill out there, man.
Okay, you lose your shot. Hold on. Where's your girl Lisa? Hold on.
Lisa. Manifestation of spirituality. Ooh. You'd love to see it.
Hey! I don't know. Let's just talk. I'm here with my family. Just
What up?
you know, I love Gabby. This is literally my son.
Hi.
What's your name? What's your name,
Question
hon?
about me.
And where are you
Any
from,
question
Lisa?
about me?
And where are you from, Lisa?
Victorville.
Okay.
I live like 10 minutes from her.
Okay.
Yeah. We were at the gym today.
Yeah.
No, you can ask her any question about me and my success, and she'll answer you just as good as I would.
So Lisa, tell me what in three words, what would you best describe Gabby?
Expression. Like literally God's expression, even though that's 2 words. And then I don't know, that's really hard because she's literally like everything.
Goddess.
My sister said goddess. I would say discipline and like passion. Drive. Oh, just like perfection.
Say all the words.
Like literally like every good thing A through Z. Like I couldn't. Just 3 that's too little.
Okay, so what would you say the negatives, 3 negatives about it?
I don't know. There's literally the only negative thing would be like not resting enough, but like she's just a grinder. That's it.
There's not enough grinders in the world, man. I think that's the
She
one
goes
thing.
nonstop. I think her biggest flaw, if anything, is not knowing when to rest.
Yeah,
Or like denying her rest.
But this is a thing that people who like I've been in the entertainment business for 26 years. I've done everything. And what I try to explain to clients and people, number one, is that like when you're doing this shit at the highest level possible, if you want to do this as a profession, there's 3 things you're going to sacrifice: sleep, health, and friends. Because when you're doing what you need to be doing to get to the next level, you're always going to be going like this. And sleep is always going to come second. And that's where, for people, a lot of times they make the understanding of the people that actually make it, that actually like do something progressful in the business. They realize, you know what, like I can sleep when I'm dead. Like I can sleep when I'm dead because you only get one life. You only get one opportunity to actually do what you want to do. What's so funny?
What?
What's so funny?
Huh? My uncle
Oh,
went by and it was just awkward.
it's all good. Listen, man, he's got to do what he's got to do. But I mean, but that's the thing with that. But that to me is what I love about Gabby is her work ethic, her grind. It's the one thing that to me that it separates her from a lot of, especially women in this era, where a lot of women will just get by on their looks, and they're happy with that. They're content with that. They're content with, you know, using men for whatever reason. Then there's the other ones that actually put the work in and do it themselves, and especially try to define their own path of like, I'm not going to be defined by my looks. I'm not going to be defined by my physical appearance. Gabby, for you, when did you realize you were that type of person? You were that different individual that you, even though you could co-spy your looks, what makes you stay grounded?
Honestly, it's funny because you told me this before, like that I'm that, and I don't even realize I'm that. I feel like that's how I was growing up. Like I didn't look at myself as like the baddest in the world. Like I really didn't see myself like that. Like I was really just always working hard. Like that's what I identify with. Like that's what I am. So it wasn't until like, you know, you start realizing who you are in all aspects where you're like, oh, okay, I'm a little bit that too. But I never identified with that. Like I really never did. I was very actually insecure growing up, actually. So it's funny how people can think you're all confident and think you're all that when in reality you do have insecurities. So like I said, I feel like I found my confidence in just my work ethic. So therefore I identify with that one.
Well, Lisa, I got to take another caller in, but I want to thank you for hopping on.
Thank
Bye.
you.
I love you.
Bye, Gabby. I love your body.
I love you so much. That's my girl. Like really my dog for life.
But for you,
Very
like,
blessed with her.
what is your biggest regret in life today for you?
My biggest regret?
Mm-hmm.
Biggest regret. I don't have any regrets. I feel like everything that has happened in my life has happened for a reason, whether I wanted it to go that way or didn't. Like everything is in such a divine order and in such a higher grand scale of things that having regret, why? Why would you have regret when you are who you are because of everything that has happened in your life? So I don't have any regret, at least not yet. I don't know if I will. I hope I won't, but I don't have any regret in my life.
Do you find
built the way
that?
that I'm built.
Do you find that? And this happens. I mean, to a lot of women that I know that are like you. Do you find that your grind, your grit, your work ethic, your presence, your strength intimidates men?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm like, you know, I have to be like, you can't handle me. Stop. And when they, you know, I tell them that when they try hitting at me, like, you're gonna fall in love with me, silly. Like, we can't just go out for coffee and you not want to marry me. Like, it's not how this works. It's not how this works. What do you mean you want to take me out for coffee? Like, silly. Like, you know who this is. Like, it's not gonna go the way that you want it to go. So let me just tell you, no.
But do you feel women? Do you feel women? Because obviously with men, there's so much ego that goes behind it. Where there's always this thing that men feel that they've got to be the one. Because I'm sure that, for example, you hear guys that will say, "Let me take care of you. Let me take care of you." And I always say to that, a man doesn't. When a man says that to you, it means he wants to control you. It's not about fucking him taking care of you. He wants to control you and put you into a position that you're dependent on him. And so for you, like, do you feel a woman A should or B could lead in a relationship? Like be the person that's the leader and the provider and having a successful relationship where a man accepts that? And does that make him a weaker man if he accepts that? If he's taking a step back, if he's taking a step back from his goals to allow you to pursue your goals and push you the way it's been reversed for women, where a lot of times women come into relationships where they've got goals, they've got things they want to do, then they put their shit on hold to support the man, but then the man doesn't really support them the same way, and then time passes, and then they start having problems because he's doing other things that he wants to do. She reaches a certain age where she's like, okay, well, now my goals are dust. Now I'm stuck in this situation, either she's got a kid or whatever.
Right.
For you, like, what is your take on that?
I like that. That's an excellent question. I do believe that in any relationship, like it just should be it should be completely just mutual support in every endeavor, like in every way. Like I see your potential, I see your greatness, I see all of you. You see all of me. And like, it shouldn't even there shouldn't even be a standard to it. Like if you're pursuing you, like I'm pursuing me. Like I inspire you, you inspire me. Like I water you, you water me. Like it shouldn't even have to be a this or a that. Like it can be a this and a that. Like we can both flourish, we can both grow. Like I got like you're not going to clip my wings. I'm not going to clip yours. So be your best, and I'm going to be my best, and supporting each other, making each other better, and making each other greater. Like, I think that's powerful, and I feel like that's the type of relationship I would want. Like, we're
But why
empowering
do you
each
think so many
other.
women settle then? Like, why do you think so many women settle?
Because I feel like people settle because of codependency. I feel like people settle because people are able to feel something in them that they're not able to feel within themselves. Like, I'm happy just literally by myself and like going on a walk. Like I'll dance, I'll skip, I'll sing, I'll do whatever. Like I'm in my own. This is my world and my reality. This is my world. So I live it like it's my world. And if somebody can complement my energy and make me greater, and like I enjoy having you around more than I don't. That's when, I feel like I don't know. I do feel like a lot of people are needy nowadays, and a lot of people don't know how to be happy with themselves and how to like love themselves. I think loving yourself is such a big thing, and we can talk about that forever. Not a lot of people truly love themselves. You can be confident and not love yourself.
Well, no, I mean,
You can.
self-love and self-care to me is the most important thing that you own.
Yeah.
And some people they take their own self-love, their own self-care for granted, and they're willing to give that away to somebody that doesn't deserve it, doesn't earn it, doesn't respect it, doesn't nurture it, doesn't cherish it, and then they still stay and come up with excuses of, well, I'm not doing this because of that. I'm not here because of him, or I'm not this because of money. I'm not, and I'm always like, all that shit is irrelevant, because at the end of the day, you're in control of you. Like nobody is in control. I mean, it's like I have friends, for example, I've been friends with, who I'm no longer friends with, because I don't play Facebook friends. If you ain't logging in and logging the fuck out of my life, like it's either you're my friend all the time or you're not my friend. I have friends, for example, that when they're single, we talk every day, or we speak, whatever. But then as soon as they get into a relationship, some person they met 5 minutes ago, the person that they've known forever, suddenly they're like, well, I can't talk to you because I have a man, or I can't speak to you because I'm like, so you're allowing your man to control your life. Well, I'm just trying to respect him. But is it not respecting yourself in the sense of knowing that you have a voice, you're your own person, you're your own individual? So like for you, like have you ever been in a situation where you've dated a guy and based on the fact that, again, you being beautiful, you having all these guys coming at you, dealing with men with insecurity, and how did you deal with that?
Yeah. I mean, I've only had one boyfriend, and I was like in high school. After that, I just have been watering myself. But I guess in high school, where like I would play basketball because I'm a hooper and I'm an athlete, not because I want attention from men. And he would assume like, oh, like why are you over there with all the guys playing basketball? Like blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm a hooper. What do you mean? I'm on the basketball team. What do you mean? I play basketball. He's like, it's like if I was over there flexing my muscles and having girls feel them. Like,
T-Trees, man, this ain't lava life, bro. This ain't lava life. You can take the lava life stuff. No, this guy's like confessing his whole love story to you on my life.
He does. He does. I see your love, bro. I see your love. I respect it and I take it and I send it back tenfold. Yes, she's a hooper. She's everything, actually.
Yeah, continue what you're saying.
Lisa, stop. Yeah. So I did have to deal with that, I guess, and I feel like I was like 15. I ended up getting homeschooled. Man, I got homeschooled twice. I've spent a lot of time on my own, which is probably why I've been able to grow and develop and I've just dealt with a lot. But it's shaped me into who I am. But
with you being such
I have dealt with
a competitive athlete, do you feel that because you're like, you can probably outball most men on the court, do you feel that like is part of the intimidation, that like you're such a strong athlete and you've got sort of alpha personality that they feel that like they've got to, I don't know, try to
I
compensate?
understand.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when you're able to go in a man's world and basically take them on in that aspect, do you ever feel that's been a bigger problem for you, just being an athlete?
I mean, I wouldn't even identify it with just me being athlete. I think being an athlete is just part of who I am, but I really do think it's just who I am and like my essence and like my presence and just like, you know, she's not dimming herself. She's pretty bright. Like she's kind of catching me off guard. Like she's kind of shining in my eyes, but you know, she's not gonna dim it just because you want her to dim it. I feel like I used to. I feel like there was a job I worked at, and I feel like that job really required me to learn how to shine my light, even though everybody wants you to dim it, because people hate to see it. Like, you know, and that's the sad reality about it. People hate to see it. They hate to see it. They hate to see it. And it's so much negativity, so much like I can't stand negativity. Like I need it to go far away from me because my vibe, my soul, like it just doesn't resonate with it. It rejects it completely. And it's not allowed in my auric field. Like it's really not. So having to be in a negative environment, you know, full of people like not liking it, like that's what I'm telling you, and that's what I don't like. Like, well, I didn't like. I ended up overcoming it, of course, but just people judging you and being like, oh, she's just a pretty girl. Like, oh, she just gets attention from guys. Like, no, my love. Like, I do actually work harder than you and your boss and his boss and their boss too. Like, actually, let me correct you there. She's not just pretty. She is actually pretty badass.
This thing in this era now, like with so many women focused on social media likes and followers and injections and butt implants and all the things in the sense, number one, of changing themselves for this competition that to me is just an imaginary competition. You know, how do you, and you staying natural and you staying true to you, how do you find yourself not falling for that pressure to do what most girls do? Like there's always this thing of like, I've got to get, like if you look on the internet, every girl is a fucking Kim Kardashian. They're always trying to be inspired by, you know, getting their lips done and getting their eyes done and not, as you say, being authentic in their true self. How do you battle that?
Because I am an artist and I am art. So I work hard on myself and just literally create the best version of who I am, because that's all I need to do. I don't need no extraness. That's just like I told you, it just goes really back down to your mindset. Some people just want to buy it and I want to work for it. And that's just the difference between you and I. That's just what it is, how it is, and that's that. You know, like there's no need for that when I'm made to work hard. Like I'm truly built for the grind, like in every aspect. I really am. Like I love it. I'm passionate for working hard because I reward myself and just I gain so much, and it helps my character and it helps me evolve into a better version of myself. And like I'm able to be better for those that I love, and I'm able to be there better for strangers that I meet. I'm able to be better in every way, and for my calling and for my purpose and for my mission on this planet, it requires me to be my best. So therefore I must be better every day. So like I said, I don't look at those things like these three-dimensional worldly material. Like I'm not focused on any of that. Like I'm not materialistic in any way. Like I'm in any way, let me go get some Target shoes or Walmart shoes, rock them, and as long as they're white, they look good on me. And like I'm good with that.
Well,
like money's gonna come to me.
We this era, obviously, as I said, is based on, you know, as I said, the social media reality of money and status and likes and followers, and it's made people start to question their worth, and which has caused a lot of people to have mental health. Do you feel that likes and followers determine someone's worth?
No, of course not. I feel like I already told you this. I feel like social media is just a way to express yourself. It shouldn't be determined off your value and your worth. Like, I feel like your worth and your value is all in you and like what you believe in you, not what anybody else sees in you, not what anybody else believes or says or does, because everybody is entitled to their opinion. You know, somebody's opinion about me is none of my responsibility. I can't carry that weight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm back. But it's easy to get caught up in what people think because we do want to be liked, and I do want people to see like who I am and not what I look like, and just like get to know me and accept me and love me. You know, we all want that. We're human.
Well,
It's
do you
okay.
think this is the next question then? Do you feel, for example, when you see the women that are on social media with their ass out and their thongs out and their fucking titties out and all that shit, and millions of guys, leaving the most inappropriate comments, because obviously social media gives them a free rein to just degrade women in any way they want to in comments and stuff like that. Do you feel that that makes it harder for women in order to get, especially when you're a pretty girl, to get a fair shot of being treated with respect when you have women that are out there, and whether it's for a business, whether it's for their modeling or whatever they want to call it, but putting themselves out in that way and allowing themselves to be just seen as nothing more than meat and sex objects to guys. Do you feel that has a lot to do with the fact of why so many women in this era are disrespected by men, and then the ones that are like you, who are normal or humble, fall into this sense of self-doubt because they always feel they've got to try to compete with these girls that are out there doing that stuff?
I can see that perspective. I can understand that perspective, and I can see women having that perspective. I mean, I feel like everything about society is pressure, like everything. But see, like, it's like who said that? You know what I mean? Like who implied that? But people, how can I express my words? I feel like society naturally has these standards or these ways of just being that I guess people fall into those little traps, I guess you can say, whatever it is in whatever way. Um, I think it's just a matter of knowing yourself enough and knowing who you are and what you're really about. And, people, I think, allow disrespect and allow them to, it just, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, I can't really even answer that because every woman is different. And I can understand those point of views, but regardless of however society treats you or whatever men say or whatever women say, like at the end of the day, like be the best expression of yourself, and can't listen to the noise. And I know we talked about this because I create a lot of noise in my head more than the world does, so it's a matter of ignoring the noise, whether it comes from yourself, whether it comes from the world, whether it comes from society, like focusing on your daily wins. Focusing on your daily wins will lead to weekly wins, will lead to monthly wins, will lead to just you being progressive. And I think progress is happiness. If you're progressing in life, you're happy and you're getting happier because you're working and you're doing something and you're elevating and you're evolving and you're doing something. And people are comfortable with doing just enough. And that goes back to self-worth and like who you are. Like, do you do enough or do you do more than what you need to do so you can be who you need to be? So I think all of those tie together, and then that just kind of builds your perspective and what you allow, what you don't allow,
But
and just like your
how do you, like, when you see women who, whether it's through sexual aspects of maybe possibly, sleeping with some dude or getting opportunities that that you earned and you worked your ass off for, but you see someone getting ahead due to the fact that they're willing to throw and use their body and use those those things to get ahead. Does that ever frustrate you in the industry? Does it ever frustrate you to the point where, like, well, you said, to me, I see you. How do you deal with that for yourself? Have you ever had that experience?
I mean, I haven't had that experience personally. I feel like whatever women do, they do, and that's really on them. If a door doesn't open for me, it just wasn't my door for it to open. But I do believe that, whatever women do and whatever they do, they do. And if, like, I don't judge anybody. Like, I really don't. So, girl, you do whatever you want to do. I like to work hard. You don't want to. You want to go based off all that beauty? Okay. I want to be more than that. So I don't really judge it. I don't really care for it. It's not my business. I just feel like if a door doesn't open for me, then it wasn't meant to open. And I'm still needing to learn, and I'm still needing to grow, and I'm still needing to develop in a certain way for the next door to open. So I just see things in that light, that the right doors will open for me and will lead me to where I'm meant to be led. And the doors that aren't meant to open won't open, but they will teach me a lot. So that's how I see that. So I don't really see it in that depth. But I see
Johnny Boy, society, music, social media gives people a mindset of thinking that it's okay to treat people in a certain type of way. And I agree. I mean, I think that this platform is almost like life, that we're on, where you can either appreciate it and respect it, or you can disappreciate it and disrespect the sort of the way people do with life. Like, for example, as you said, you're not from here. I said I'm not from here. Well, but none of us are from here. Like,
right.
we were visitors to this land of Earth, that we were given this beautiful gift of Earth. And I've always said that this generation will be more known for what it destroyed than what it created, because we've got this beautiful platform. But here we are on Earth fighting over race, killing each other, being cruel to each other, being mean to each other online. All of these things that we've been given these gifts to appreciate and love. And it's like, it goes back to the movie Saw, where Jigsaw used to say, those who do not appreciate life do not deserve to have life. And I've always, since I heard that quote, it's always stuck in my head, where I'm like, if you look at that movie of Saw and those crimes that were committed, where he said, make your choice, live or die. People always either make the wrong choice, and then the only time they wanted to ask for forgiveness or say that they're sorry is when they get caught. It's like when police gun down a black man unarmed, and it doesn't get caught on camera. But then 3 months later, a camera pops up and somebody puts a video on social media. That goes viral. Now everyone's talking about it. Now all of a sudden that cop is losing his job. Or you get the people, for example, the Karens, who are running around calling police on people, number one, because they feel threatened. And then all of a sudden, the next day, after they get outed by the world, they're on the news crying with their crocodile tears. I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. I know black people. I'm not. And to me, it's like, you're only sorry when you get caught. You didn't appreciate the fact of, number one, that person was a human. That person was somebody that either had a family or had a heart, or just in general. And to me, it's like, that's where I look at the fact that this world has become so extremely ignorant in the fact of realizing, that's why, and this is what I say to you earlier, is that when it's time for you to go, and it's time for you to leave this world, what's your legacy? What are people going to remember you by? And they're going to remember you by how you treated other people. So if you had a stigma where you were a racist, or you were a cop killer, or you were just a piece of shit, that's what you're left with. And then whatever, if you have kids or people around you that you leave behind, they get stuck with that legacy. And that's why I tell people is that, like, there's an old saying, you treat people as you want to be treated. But unfortunately, the fact that we're still having the conversation in 2021 about racism, race, equality,
Right.
love, hate. Like, why are we still having this conversation? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But
Right.
this is
Literally.
this is the world that we live in, where people are bent on leaving destruction in chaos and pain and misery. And I'm going, at the end of the day, literally at the end of the day, what are we fighting over? What are we hating over? Because in the end, in the very end of your life, none of it matters. Because
Literally.
the one thing that we all have as individuals in society, in this generation, down to our core, is we all die. We all end up at that rainbow. So it's like, what matters is what you do in between in your life. Like, where do you want to leave your mark? So for you, like, where do you see yourself leaving your mark?
Well, I have very big plans. Like, I feel like I said, my purpose here and my destiny here is written. It's just already done and planned. God has, like I'm telling you, it's all God. I'm gonna say God all the time because it really is, and He deserves all the glory that is yet to come. But He wants me to be a world leader, actually. Like, whenever I'm like, okay, a singer, okay, a fitness model, okay, like acting, okay, like, yeah, I'll do this, and He's always like, bigger, baby, bigger. What do you mean? That's all you want to do. That's all you think you're gonna do. Really? Really? With all of that, my love? Really? No, baby, bigger. So I want to be just a world leader. Like, I want to shift humanity. I want to shift, like, I want to pour so much, like, with whatever success that I'm blessed to have. Like, I just truly want to impact the world in, just a divine way, like, just to be God's vessel of love and light, and just to pour into my music, like, into my health, like, into inspiring and uplifting, into speaking, like, into trying to express as much good as I can and as much light as I can into such a dark world that we have, and just to die, to leave all of my juices here on earth, and to go to God, and He's like, girl, just so proud of me. Like, I exceeded your expectations, didn't I, Creator? Like, that's what I want to do. I think it's larger than these. Like, my success is so much greater than I can comprehend, and I just have to work hard. I say that every minute of every day.
Yeah,
but I have to.
Underscore your Johnny Boy says, so many people spend so much energy being negative towards people for no reason. It'd be so much simple to just be humble. Have a 10-second conversation with a random person and tell them to have an amazing day. Hey, I like your shoes. Or a compliment goes a long way.
I'm so known for compliments. Like, that's what my friend Travis always tells me. He's like, you can give out 1 million compliments a day. And I can. Like, I really can. And it comes from the bottom of my heart. Like, I like your shirt. Oh, and I like your headband. And your shoes look good. And, like, you're just really pretty. Like, that's how I am. That's, like, how I literally give so much of myself every day to the people that I come into contact with, the people that I'm able to touch. Like, my purpose here is every day. It's not when I'm successful. It's every day, and how I am and who I am and the energy that I'm able to spread. And, like,
or as I always say that, with life, it don't matter whether it's friends or family. If you're not growing each day, and I mean, when I say growth, I mean that the people that you come in contact with, friends, relationships, co-workers, mentors, if every time you speak to someone, whether it be on the phone or in person, if you don't walk away from that conversation, and I mean every time, learning something that you didn't know before the start of that conversation, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're not building. And if you're not building, then for you have to ask yourself, what purpose does this person have being in my life? Because so many people, as you know, when you start to rise that ladder of success and goals, and you start going here, and they're still here, this is where the negativity starts. Because, they'll say to you, Gab, I'm happy for you. I'm supportive of you. But what I learned with that is that the people that don't contribute anything that was the process of your growth, all those people are for you are people that want to see you doing good, but just not better than that. They're
right.
waiting for you to fall, or they're waiting for you to come back down to their level when they're just being mediocre and playing it safe, and you keep going here and here and here and here and here, and they're still like, and you go here and they go here, and then what happens, I think, with people is that they reach that top of the mountain of their success, and then they start feeling bad that they reached a certain level, their worth ethic, they put the work in, and they start feeling, okay, well, like, maybe I got to come back down to that person's level because I don't want to seem like I haven't. I'm like, fuck them. Like, don't apologize for your greatness. Don't apologize for the fact that you put in the work and you believed in you and you said, okay, you know what? I want this. Listen,
Right.
me and you are no different. When people look at my career, they go, you've worked with every major Hollywood celebrity there is. And I have. And they're like, how did you get to that point? I said, one, it wasn't over fucking that. And I'm still learning. I've been in this game 26 years, but I'm still learning every day because I make sure I try to surround myself. Like, even as I said with you, like when we connected, it's so rare for me to find someone of your generation that I can actually talk to who has a grown woman mindset, like a real grown woman mindset, to not think like a millennial, where it's self-entitlement and give me this and the world owes me everything and I don't got to work for nothing. And it's like, when you see someone like yourself, who to me is, as you say, different, I love that because that's where I'm going, okay, you'll see the world in a way that I don't see. Because when I was 19, the world was a lot different. Like, it wasn't where it was easy, but we had more things at our disposal. Now, even with technology hasn't, that's the thing when people, the millennials think, like, because they've got more technology in this era. But what that technology has done has made people lazy. It's made people less, what's the word, connected with actual human connection, because they spend all their time on their phones and tweeting and Instagramming. And when you see problems, for example, like in my day, if I had an issue with Gab or any person on this fucking live, we wouldn't be DMing or commenting or blocking. We'd be going out to the street corner and we'd be fucking fighting it out to deal with a problem. Because, or we talk about it. Either we're meeting up and we're talking about it, or we're going to a street corner and fighting. Now, when there's issues and there's problems and people have disagreements, and, you know, even for example, when it comes to social media, it's giving people this platform for worded opinions that that nobody asked for starters. And second, it's like people don't talk to each other to solve a problem. They talk about each other, which makes the problem even bigger. And then you've got this disconnect where it's like, okay, if I have a falling out with somebody, rather than me communicate with them, like me and you do, they block them. No reason, no explanation, no answer. You're like, what the fuck did I do? Like where is this anger coming from? And a lot of times it comes from the fact that when you see the trolls that you talked about, the people that hate, that don't know you, or the people that shit on you, that have an opinion, that judge you based on your look, exactly what you said earlier. Your perception of me is not my fucking problem. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. And if you hate yourself that much that you got to project that hate on me, listen, man, I'm gonna still do me. I'm gonna still do me, and I'm gonna do me. And you can sit in your basement hating, but I'm gonna continue to keep doing what I got to do. And I always say, like, you know, so many people, especially in the business that I'm in, they think, you know, when they see the money, the status, the cars that's portrayed on social media to people, That's success. That's what success is. And I'm like, that's not success. The success in this business of entertainment, film, television, music, sports, modeling, whatever, is the success to be able to control your mindset, to push through the hate, to push through the doubt, to push through the self-doubt, to push through the negative. Because if you can come through this business unscathed, where your mindset is still intact when you're done, because remember, you being in the fitness industry, you being an athlete, if you don't perform at the highest level, what happens? You're cut. People shit on you. They're like, yo, you cost us the fucking game, Gab. You didn't play your best. And then if you're in front of the camera and you're modeling, you've got this perfect body, you've got this perfect face, you've got this perfect image. So for you, it's probably even harder as a beautiful woman to have to always maintain this perfect, because they look at you physically and say, she's so beautiful, her life must be perfect. She must have the best life because she's so good looking. And they don't realize it's like, you know what, like, that's the outer surface.
Yeah,
that's
like,
not the things. That's not the things that you're dealing with, you know, what's really going on. And I think that's where the problem now with social media is that people don't want to have that real connection, because it's easier for them to be disattached from something. And that's why, like, there's an old saying, you know, that a lot of times with people, and it goes back to one of my favorite movies, which is Heat, with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, was a scene in a diner, and De Niro says to Pacino, allow nothing in your life. You cannot walk out in 30 seconds flat if you feel that heat coming around the corner. And to me, that's what people do. When things get too hot, too real, when you bring realism to them, whether being your authentic self, being truthful to who you are, standing up for what you believe in, having a voice, not being pushed over, not being a fucking Walmart like Matt, but you stand up for your principles and you stay by your convictions. When that pressure starts to get too hot, when you confront and you ask questions and you question the authority of way that people live their life in the shittiest way, suddenly they're like, that's too much for me to handle. And they only have to do it, they can only handle it one way. They either, as you say, block you, or they come with hate. And that to me is where it's like, I look at the world now in just a different light. It's good to be able to talk to somebody and have a friend of somebody of your generation to be able to sort of see things from a different perspective.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. I feel like I definitely do have my own perspective. Everybody has their own perspective, but I feel like some people allow their view and their lens to be influenced based off whatever it is. And I do feel like I do create my own reality. Well, we're all creators of our own reality. I'm just in tune with the reality and the truths of life at a young age, pretty much. So it's like I'm seeking enlightenment. And when I'm fully enlightened in my fullest and most blossom state, I can then help other people find their own enlightenment. And that's really what it's about. Like, it's just being able to live life without all the heaviness that comes with it, you know? And it's really just being able to navigate yourself to it and get to where you're supposed to get and enjoying life and being able to see life in that light and not look at it so dark, because people have it twisted. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, my success is a lot larger than myself. It's for a bigger purpose and for other people. And it's just for a greater purpose. And it's just greater than myself. It's grander than myself. It's more than just me. It's like, no, baby, you have to do it so you can do this. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. But yeah, especially since I kind of woke up pretty early at a young age. Now it's like, okay, bet, we're up, we're awake, we're aware. Let's see how much I can evolve and grow daily, weekly, monthly. Like, let's really wake up. Let's really wake up to who you are and to who you can be, you know? So
what's next for Miss Gabriella?
well, you know, I have my showcase on July 28th, so that's my biggest focus right now. It's just a matter of really going. I'm gonna start doing 2-a-days. When I work out for about 3 hours. Maybe I can stay there all day, but I'm gonna have to start like training, going home, resting a little bit, and maybe doing 2-a-days, having my vocal exercises, and just being dedicated and disciplined in like all expressions of myself so that I can express myself at my best for my showcase in July. And June, I do think in June, Wipeout's gonna come out. I intuitively feel that. So that'll be an experience and it'll be nice to share. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little thing that I was able to accomplish. But
Well,
yeah.
I'll be waiting for that, and I'll be waiting for us to start putting your career in motion and things we talked about. And you know, when you're ready, I'm ready, as you know, and I really look forward to seeing your you know, being a part of this journey with you, and seeing where the journey takes you. And I know that, number one, that, you know, if you do, as I said, keep that background noise out of your fucking head, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stop you from going to the top of the game, because I believe in you. And I think you need to believe in you and know that, number one, that you're meant to be here for a purpose, for a reason. You're a gift. You are somebody that, you know what, that has experienced a lot at a young age, but take those experiences and use it as strengths, use it as weapons, use it as that. If you can survive all of that and still be here, vibrant, beautiful, strong, mindset right, the rest of it is going to be a cakewalk for you. Because everything you've gone through in life has brought you to this point, Gab, everything. Now it's up to you to decide for yourself, okay, the next chapter of my life, what I want, how bad do I want it? Because I told you before, you could say the words,
Right.
but they don't mean shit if you're not putting action behind that. You know,
Behind
people
your
judge
passion.
people judge you by your actions, not by your intentions. You can sit there and say, I'm a good person, show you're a good person. You could say that, you know what, I want this job bad enough. Well, then go get that fucking job. I'm so tired of people always like using reasons and excuses of like, well, I can't eat because of my boyfriend, I can't eat because of this, I can't eat because of... I'm like, that's on you. That's you. Like they're like, you can use whatever excuse you fucking want. I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. You know, the pandemic, that's the new one everyone uses. I can't do it because of the pandemic. I'm like, we've been dealing with the pandemic for 2 years. 2 years already. If you haven't been able to adapt yet through the pandemic, I think you're frozen. Are you frozen? Yeah, you're frozen. Gab, you're frozen. Hold on. Are you there? Yeah, she froze. Hold on. Gabriella, I think you froze. Yeah, she froze. Let's see if she comes back in. Hopefully her phone didn't die. But if it did, ladies and gentlemen, I am getting tired because I gotta go eat dinner. I hope that you guys had a beautiful night so far, and I want to thank you guys for jumping in. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's conversation. Don't forget, you can check out my show, hottopiccelebtv.com. Make sure you guys hop over that. If you want to give me a follow, drop me a follow here. Make sure you check out my website. Stay up to date with a couple projects that we have taking place, where you can see me next. Dteflon.com. We are out. Have a good night, guys. Much respect to you guys, too. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, the link in my bio. Make sure you guys, in a sense, subscribe to my website. Don't forget, each and every Sunday on Hot Topic Celeb TV, on Instagram, Hollywood actors, directors, producers in conversation, and every Tuesday night after dark on Hot Topic Celeb TV. And don't forget, as I said, hit the subscribe button in my bio if you guys want to look and purchase some of the merch as well, too. You guys can hit me up on that or drop me a DM. Take care.